What up, players? Welcome back to a new video, and it's finally that time to get moving on the 59, guys. I know I've been waiting for some time to get on this. I don't know if you guys watched my last video on the 59, but you guys know there's tons of rust work to repair on this thing. So first things first, I'm gonna start by ripping out the interior, whatever it has left, as far as like the seats and whatever little panels are left in here. I know there's like a patch panel just sitting over a hole there. I'm gonna just clean up all the leftover stuff from the seats and trash that's in here. That way I could start looking at where that floor panel is gonna fit, because I started watching a few videos and doing some research, and I seen that this thing actually takes like 3 floor pieces. The panel that I have isn't the whole thing. It's almost like the centerpiece kind of the floor, and then right up above where the firewall starts coming down, that's a whole separate piece, like around here. So I don't even know if my floor pan's gonna fix this rust. It should. And then the back piece is all rotted out too, behind the rear seat. See that hole there? That's a whole separate piece too. So I'm gonna start taking the seats out and then cleaning up the whole inside area. Then we could start, I guess we could get some measurements off the other floor pan and measure this and see what exactly is gonna get covered, and if it's worth starting cutting shit out now, or should I just wait. And I'm gonna need the other panels probably for sure. So if I'd rather have all the panels together, just do it, or if it's gonna be okay with patching the middle and then adding the other pieces after. So we'll see once I start ripping this stuff out, guys. It's gonna be a good one. But this is basically the beginning of restoring my 59 Impala. So I'm actually pretty surprised because the front seats are actually bolted in place. So I don't know if you can see that. There's like the front seat bracket. I'm gonna have to probably reuse these, but I think they're attached to the seat, so I don't think that's too much of a problem. I was watching some videos. I couldn't find much videos on like 59s. I guess the 59 and 60 are pretty much like very similar, but I seen like some brackets that needed to be saved because the floor pan that I have doesn't come with like the bracing and the brackets, but I think they're attached to the seat. So I don't know, I'm kind of gonna be learning as I go on this thing, just like we always do on all our stuff. But this one is a whole different breed of car, guys, for us especially. Like, I've never worked on anything like this before. So this side is not bolted in, it's all rotted out, but see if you can see that. Yeah, there's nothing bolted in here. So I'm gonna get some bolts off the other side, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and rip this seat out. Throw it out over here. I'll throw it out over there on the side and try to get as much of this sponge and old shit off of it, because this is all trash now. Alright, players, front seat's out. Now we get to really see what's in here. And most of the stuff doesn't look too bad, honestly. It's like just like where your feet are from the back seat. Your feet, this thing is completely gone. Let me see. Yeah, this thing is gone. So let me get the broom and start sweeping up most of this stuff, pick up what I can. Alright guys, I'm about to rip out the back seat. The back seat wasn't bolted down. I don't even know if it can be bolted down. I know in the Nova it kind of just presses in. The back seat is like 2-piece in the Nova. I know this piece just hooks in. This one kind of gets pressed in, but yeah, it might be hooked on over there. Yeah, it is, look. You can see right there, it's kind of just hooked on. Anyways, I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna clean up all this shit, and then we'll be able to see the full floor and how bad it really is. So let me get that out for you guys. All right, so it turns out it is 2-piece, just like the Nova seat. This thing basically sits on all these hooks. There's actually a few of them here, you see? 1, 2, 3. One's probably missing. I don't know if it used to have 4, but it basically just sits up and it hooks into there like this. So I just picked it up, pull this thing out. I know it's so hard, nobody's here right now to help me with this, so it's gonna be hard to show you guys everything, but I'll try my best. So here's the back of the back seat. Nice. Now I gotta get the floor out. And the floor is just sitting there as well. So look at all this crap, guys. 1959 sponge. Let's see, one-hander. Nice. So here's the floor. You could step in here if you want. You have room. You can see the freaking rear end from here. So there's a lot of rust here. So that panel that I have actually stops about here. As you can see, this is two different pieces of metal meeting together here. So that panel I have is gonna replace all the way up to here. I honestly might be able to get away with throwing this panel in, because it also meets up here. I want to say, you see where that line is? All the way across. So that piece is gonna lap up against this. So our panel's gonna sit here and lap up on this. And this metal seems pretty solid. I'll obviously check more, like some of these areas are pretty bad. I could make small panels and patch these. Patch some rust there. This side's a little worse, so I might have to look if they have a small panel to patch that, or I'm gonna have to just go with the whole piece. Either way, same thing with the back, cause it's pretty solid, like in the middle. But the floor, I might have to just replace this whole piece back here as well. I seen it's a pretty hard replacement because of these, without wanting to get rid of these and take these out and do that whole thing to get them out the way. But everything's pretty shot out back here. So like I said, guys, I'm gonna be figuring things out as I go, because I initially thought that floor pan that I had was the whole floor, but now it turns out there's a lot more space in this car than I thought. So there's two other panels I gotta look into and seeing if I could get a deal on some, or I'm gonna just have to get them from Classics or something. I seen Classic makes them, but I'm gonna ask some Impala guys if there's a better place to get them or something. So I'm gonna get moving on this. I'm gonna clean this all up, and honestly, I want to say we could get this piece in here, this center piece. So let's keep moving forward, guys. I gotta save this seat bracket. I'm gonna see if I could save that one since it's all gone from that side. I'm gonna see if I could just make this side of it. It's basically missing this side on there. So I'm gonna see if I could save that one. If not, I'm gonna just look at getting a new one. That's actually a floor brace that's all rotted out, so I have to get floor braces. This one is pretty much gone as well, so I'm gonna end up cutting out all of it, saving this, saving that. Hopefully could fix that. Cut out all this, so it's basically spot welded from this point along the rocker panels up to here. So this is that panel that I have in my garage right now. So it's not too much. I mean, it is a lot of work, but it's nothing that we can't handle. So basically what I've been doing is cleaning up the seats. Since all of this stuff is basically trash, I'm gonna have to get it bare, just like this one. I've been ripping off all the sponge and all this crap that it had. So I'm gonna clean up all this stuff, clean up all this shit out of the front seat, get it all off. These are the little armrests for the rear seats. Got a little ashtray with nothing in it. But there's that stuff. Is that a bad start to this project, guys? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you guys are excited for all the new Impala content coming. All right, guys, so I kind of fought getting this little panel out. It's like this little cover that goes over the channel here where the wiring normally runs through. I fought it just because the bolts were, it's like little screws, and I could not get them out. They're just so rusted in, so I ended up grinding them off or whatever with a grinder. But now that I got out the way, I'm able to see where the floor pan ends here. So I know the shadows kind of make it hard to see, but this, let me see, this lip here, right where it goes down, this is the end of it. This where this metal runs along. This wall here is a different piece, so it's probably spot welded all along this little channel here. So basically what I'm gonna do is cut everything out right before where the spot welds are. So if the spot welds are in here, I'm gonna cut it like right here. That way I could get in here with the air chisel or just drill out all the spot welds after. But that way I could get all this mess out the way and get rid of all the trash metal. So I'm gonna be getting the grinder out now. I already have it here. Throw a cutting wheel on it and start chopping up these pieces. All right, guys, the other side is starting to look like the driver's side. So about to cut out all this here. Like I said, I'm gonna follow the line, cut below it. That way we can get all the spot welds out. You can see a spot weld right there, and so on. It just goes all the way around, spot welded. Alright guys, so I kind of ran into a little situation. So you could tell this doesn't really exist anymore, but this is a floor brace and it gets welded to the rocker panel here and the bottom side of the floor pan. So it basically structurizes this little area here, and it runs this way and it just kind of hangs, but it's welded to the floor. So I'm saying it hangs because it doesn't get like attached to anything over here. It just stiffens the floor pan itself. So same back there, that one's completely gone. And I'm looking underneath here, and these front two and those front two look to be savable, hopefully. So I just want to show you guys because I got to take you guys through this whole process of rebuilding this car. So let's see if we can get some focus. So obviously they look gross, but it seems to just all be surface rust. It's all solid still. So I'm gonna just cut around it for now, like I've been doing, cutting around it, and then later get an air chisel and remove all the sheet metal off of it with all the spot welds, because it also gets spot welded along this lip. So here's this one, and then here's this one also. So this would be the front piece, this would be the middle, and then the back one is trash. So I am gonna have to buy new back ones, 2 of them, and so far it looks like these are very savable. So I would clean them up, clean up the inside, and I could pour 15 the inside or something to prevent that, because obviously the bottoms would get blasted whenever I get this whole thing sandblasted or whatever. So I'm gonna keep cutting, guys, and I'm gonna make sure not to damage those. You can see here I kind of cut around it. I didn't want to cut into them, so I'm gonna keep going and I'll show you guys once all this is out. Now I'm just working on cutting out all the spot welds. See if we could brighten up in here. I'm just grinding them down with the grinding wheel right now. I'll show you guys how I'm doing it. I'm just grinding them down until the point where the weld separates, and now I'm just pulling this piece off all the way across. I'm gonna get this, basically the floor pan that I have now, this whole piece all removed. So it's getting there, guys. It's a lot of mess, but it's gonna be worth it in the end once all this stuff's nice and clean, everything's solid and not all rusted out. So basically, if you can't see the spot weld, like most of these spot welds I was able to see them, but this area is kind of not that easy to tell where they're at. So I just grinded a little bit, and you could see there's one right here. So I'm gonna just grind it a little more and I'll show you guys what it's like and how I'm pulling them out. So I grinded it pretty much all the way down, and now I'm just getting a flathead and prying up under it in between. And it'll break. So that's basically what I've been doing. I know they have those drill bits to drill out spot welds, but this just works easier for me. It's faster, and I don't want to deal with drilling freaking a million holes. I'd rather just grind them out and rip it all out with the screwdriver. So as long as you do it properly, you won't even damage the metal underneath, and you'll have a nice clean surface. Our other panel is gonna just sit right on top, so I'll just have to drill new holes and weld it along here. So I'm gonna clean this all up with the wire wheel, leave it all nice and clean. I'm gonna get to ripping out the rest of this stuff. I know I don't want to bore you guys with all this grinding and cutting and drilling all this stuff out, but I will show you guys if important thing comes up, kind of like the floor braces and all that. I gotta separate all the sheet metal off those braces so I could try to save them. Alright guys, just a little update. I got these braces exposed now. I took the existing panel from the floor off of them. You can see all the spot welds that I fucking grinded off and just ripped out. So now I'm working on this brace. I just got all these spot welds out, and yeah, I gotta go all the way around the top side now to get that piece of the floor out. Then I'll just be cleaning these up. These things had so much dirt. Look how much dirt and just road debris, I guess, built up for the last 50, 60 years, however old this thing is. But yeah, so it's been going pretty smooth. Dude, I was not paying attention earlier, and I think some of the sparks came because I was smelling like burn. Like, what the hell is going on? And I come over here and the seat's smoking, bro. All that shit was smoking. It was on fire. Anyways, Beto got here and he's helping me remove the rest of the floor from this brace. We got all the spot welds out basically. See, it's coming out. Coming along pretty smoothly, guys. I'm liking how it's going. I was kind of worried starting the floor. A lot of people tell me it's gonna be hard, and it's been pretty tough so far, just getting all these spot welds out, but it's nothing that bad, just time consuming. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun car, guys. So hoping everybody's liking the content so far. I know it was the first video on the Impala, really getting work in it, but there's gonna be tons of videos to come, guys. I'm gonna bring you through the whole build, and we're gonna see this thing transform into the beauty that it's supposed to be. So sick. All right, guys, officially finished up for the day. Got the whole center floor piece fully removed. Got the spot welds all out and removed. We saved the two braces, the full one in the front, this middle piece. These ones are destroyed. And I'm thinking this one here is also good. Just the sheet metal on top is bad. This panel will most likely be fully replaced. This floor I already have, so that's gonna be fully replaced. And I'm gonna try to patch these. I might have to replace that side. Not too sure yet. But all in a day's work. You could see all the metal. All the metal that's came out of here, all the dirt. There was so much buildup in these braces, like just dirt and debris from all the years. Look at the other side. Best tail lights in the world. You can see all this metal came out. So pretty successful day, guys. Beto came by for a little bit after school and was a big help finishing up the job for the day. So now I'm gonna just pretty much clean up and wrap things up for the day. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you've been here for a while, stick around. You guys know what's next. We're gonna be throwing the floor in here. So I'll probably get the braces that I need new, and we'll be picking up from there. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the next video.